leave a mark. Oh, and it was freedom. You hold me, I scream your name. Through all of the madness, I take the blame. I only want you when you're gone, gone, gone. Playing like we're done.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to Planet Ice Milton Keynes, where we are roughly 15 minutes away from the start of this NIHL National League fixture between the Milton Keynes Lightning and the Bristol Pitbulls, brought to you live right here on Lightning TV. My name is Aaron Viles. I'll be one of your commentators for the action this evening. And alongside me, as always, the second half of the dynamic duo. It is the one, the only, Harrison Mills. Harrison, this feels like a big game, doesn't it? It's still early season, of course, plenty of time for both of these sides to get some valuable points. But after yesterday evening's defeat down at the Pounds, MK need these points.
They certainly do, and it's 2 defeats on the bounce at the Pound this season for the Lightning, for a team that hadn't lost at Bristol's rink up until earlier this season. It's probably a bit daunting seeing those results come through, and then to see the roster for this evening for Lightning, it is going to be another struggle, but this will give a lot of confidence to the Bristol side that have got points against a side that they've struggled to get points against. So they can go into this looking at the skaters, looking at the result last night, and be very confident.
They certainly can, and just to go over yesterday's results, Bristol running out victors by 5 goals to 4 in overtime. Callum McGill with the winner in the 65th minute. So, yeah, this one is a big game, just 4 points separating the two sides. And Harrison, you've already alluded to the fact, we'll touch upon team news in just a second, but yeah, not many players icing for the Lightning tonight.
No, there isn't. There's a lot of players that are quite key out to it. You've got to look at the fact that 3 of them would fit in the top line, and that tells you everything that you need to know about what sort of players are missing. These aren't just fourth liners, these are key players that were throwing an important piece of the puzzle last season. Just to put into context, the earlier game in the season here, 9-3 to the Lightning, 4 of those goals, 7-3, 7-2, sorry, I'll get there eventually. 4 of those 7 are scored by players not icing tonight, and that tells you the sort of story that you're getting tonight with the Lightning. But there is still a lot of a buzz. There's a buzz about the place, and it is an occasion that hopefully the players will live up to as well, and we'll go into that shortly as well.
Most definitely. It is our special event tonight. It's Air the Bear, one of the great fixtures here at the Thunderdome, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that later on in the broadcast. But we've alluded to the team news enough, Harrison. I think it's time to introduce the respective squads. So we'll start by taking a look at the Bristol Pitbulls.
Number 6 is Rhys Smetham. Number 7, one half of a former duo that played here, Cameron Hamill. Number 10, import forward, is John Dunbar. Number 11, not to be confused with ours, it's Sean Morris. Number 14 is Jacob Bryceland. Number 24, the import D-man. 26 points in 23 games, it's Tanner Butler. The top point scorer in the NIHL, it's 26, Jake Bricknell. Number 29 is Callum McGill, the winner in overtime for Bristol last night. Number 41, new signing this season, captain Josh Batch. Number 44, backup netminder tonight is Ben Scanlon. Number 51, Reece Cochran. Number 71, the former Bison, it is Jay King. Number 72, the other half of the brothers that are playing for the Pitbulls, it's Owen Smetham. Number 73, it's Sam Smith. Number 77, on the two-way with the Devils, it is Bailey Harewood. Number 81, it is Max Wigfield. Number 89, the import netminder, is Tommy Napier. Number 90, the young forward, got a goal against the Lightning earlier in the season, is Bobby Reagan. Number 91 is Mason Lipsey. And number 92, familiar to those here, It is Callie Robertson. Those not icing tonight are number 13, Dylan Webb, number 18, Lee Durrance, number 23, still out, is Jacob Whitesea. We wish his recovery well as well. And Harry Thomas, number 34, as well as the youngster 96, Josh Poole. They are your not icing list for the Bristol Pitbulls.
It's still a very strong-looking Pitbulls outfit taken to the ice tonight, though, isn't it, Harrison? And as we can see there, some of the MK faithful entering the Thunderdome this evening. Just looking around at all of the respective blocks, plenty of seats being filled by the minute, so hopefully we should have a good atmosphere tonight. And of course, we mentioned the Air the Bear fixture, but we are waiting to find out how many teddies will be thrown onto the ice here at Planet Ice MK. Well, we've seen the fans, we've seen the away roster. I think it is high time that we introduce tonight's Milton Keynes Lightning. So your starting netminder, as is often the case, is Jordan Headley, wearing the number 1, wearing the number 4 jersey, and captaining the Lightning tonight is Archie Salisbury. Wearing the number 11 is forward Callum Field. Wearing the 13 is Ukrainian international Ilya Karenchuk, scored 2 goals and bagged an assist last night. Speaking of point scorers, wearing the 23 is Dom Gabai. Wearing the number 26, one of the new faces for the Lightning this season, it's Josh Saunders. Wearing the number 29 is Elliot Lewis, a man who's now got elite league experience for Guildford. Wearing the number 31 jersey, the backup goalie for tonight is Will Curlin. Wearing the number 37, it is the Finnish defenceman Patrick Forsberg. And speaking of defencemen, Malik Martelli dons the number 55. Wearing the 63 is the flying Finn Janne Jokinen. Not icing tonight is the number 71, Harry Gulliver. Wearing the number 86 is GB international Sean Norris. Our penultimate player for tonight's game is Rio Grinnell Park. And last but by no means least, it's the former Peterborough Phantom, Jarvis Hunt. So that's your playing side. And of course you've got Tim Wallace, the head coach, on the bench as always. And joining him, the 2 assistants. First and foremost is Joe Wilson. And partnering him is a legend around these parts, Lewis Christie. So a number of players not icing for the Lightning tonight, Harrison. It's quite staggering, isn't it? The amount of faces and names that are missing. The likes of the captain, James Griffin. No Ed Naggs. No Josh Kelly. No Jordan Cowney. It's going to be a difficult one, isn't it?
It certainly is. There's no Thomas Rutkiss as well, who's been out for the best part of a couple of months. And obviously, as we alluded to, Harry Gulliver. So you've got a full forward line there of Cowney, Gulliver and Rutkiss that are all out. You've got Griffin, Naggs, Kelly, Spadafor. That's 4D men that you're not having as well. So it's a very depleted roster for the Lightning, but there's still a lot of quality in the side as well. You've got to look at Karenchuk bagging himself 3 points yesterday as well. Gabai getting himself 3 points. Jokinen getting himself 2. The 3 import forwards last night, they did put up the numbers, and they're going to be key in tonight's fixture.
They most definitely are, and goals tend to be the big factor when these two sides come to face off against one another. I know you mentioned the 7-2 performance here earlier in the season. 9 goals being scored yesterday down in the West Country. Do you think that is the same expectation for tonight? It's going to be a case of, well, who can turn up and almost attack those defences in a more fitting manner?
Yeah, I think there is going to be a key in tiredness. I think that's what Bristol need to look at. They need to look at the size of the roster and do what they did yesterday and just tire Lightning out. And you could see as it got to the closing stages of the game that the Lightning players were just tired. 34 minutes of ice time Malik Martelli got yesterday. Those numbers are unheard of at this level, at any level. So it's going to take a lot for the Lightning players to get something going in this game and not burn themselves out. But that's where Bristol need to use yesterday's win, use the win from earlier in the season against the Lightning, and go, we can come here and win our first game at the Thunderdome. We can cause an upset. And that, I think, should be spurring them on. And you've got players in that squad that are going to cause a lot of problems for Lightning, who, as we said, they've only got 4 D-men tonight. So with you 4 full forward lines for the Pitbulls and only 2 D-lines, they're going to have the work cuts out.
They really are, and of course, even with a depleted Lightning side, there's still plenty of talent in both a defensive and an offensive capability. But if you were to just choose a couple of players, Harrison, from the respective sides, almost ones who we should be keeping an extra close eye on, who would make the cut for that factor?
Well, for the Lightning, I'd like to start off with number 29, Elliot Lewis. Now, obviously, former Pitbull as well, scored in the opening league game of the season here against the Pitbulls and got a double last Sunday against the Romford Raiders, and that took him to his 100th senior career goal. He's got experience now in the Elite League, as you said, playing with the Guildford Flames. And he's going to be someone that, especially for a game like this, is going to be fired up. He's going to want to score and make another impression against them. But that's who I would go for the Lightning. Who would you go for?
Yeah, for me, I've got to go with Ilya Karenchuk. I was going to go with him before yesterday's game, but I always think it's important when you're facing opposition recently, if you've got goals and assists behind you, which Ilya does. He scored 2 goals yesterday, also got an assist under his belt. That's why, for me, Karenchuk is going to be absolutely vital. You look at those stats so far, 19 games played, 10 goals, 10 assists as well. He has been an excellent addition to this Lightning outfit. And, of course, on the opposition side, Harrison, I think it's a rather cliché choice. But let's face it, there is one particular import who stands out head and shoulders.
There certainly is, and it is Jake Bricknell, just as the Lightning players come onto the ice. But Jake Bricknell is going to relish in this. He was the top scorer last season for the Wildcats. He's already the top point scorer in the league as it stands for the Pitbulls and league-wide. He knows where the back of the net is. I've commentated in games here. I commentated in Romford against the Bristol Pitbulls. And Bricknell, once again, got on the score sheet and 2 times with a slap shot that just roofed past Cole Ceci before he could even see it. And that is one player who is going to be a real issue for the Lightning tonight, Jake Bricknell.
He most definitely is. I think for me as well, I've got to look at the likes of Tanner Butler, Josh Batch, of course. He has got a wealth of experience. So this one should be a great game of ice hockey. And we spoke about the close nature of the table. MK currently sit in 6th place on 24 points. Bristol in 9th, just on the cusp of that playoff cut-off on 20 points. Both teams have played 23 games in the league so far. So, yeah, it is rather cliche, but this is a pivotal clash, and the Lightning will be desperate to avoid a 1-point weekend. As for Bristol, well, they've got a 4-point weekend up for grabs, so this one should be a doozy. And we'll now go quiet here on the comms as we have the national anthem here in Milton Keynes. So the national anthem being sung with gusto, as is often the case here at the Thunderdome. And we are less than a minute away now from the opening face-off and the puck drop in this NIHL national encounter. I mean, Harrison, we've spoken a lot there about the forwards and the defenders. Let's not forget, in games where plenty of goals, let's not forget the Ice Guardians, the goaltenders. And we'll start by introducing Jordan Headley. His stats so far this season have been absolutely phenomenal. He's got the third best save percentage in the entire league. It stands around about 91%. As for the Bristol Pitbulls, Tommy Napiers has taken a little bit of a hit, hasn't it, so far this season?
It has, but he's still a quality netminder as well. And on his day, he will shut teams out. He's got that quality in him. And he's going to be a tough cookie to crack as well. But Lightning have got the forwards to do it. You've got the Jokinen, the Gabai, you've got the Karenchuk, the Norris. They've got the players to get past him, but if he stands tall and puts in a performance like everyone knows he can, then him, along with the rest of this Pitbulls team, is going to be problematic, to say the least.
Absolutely. Someone else who I'm very much looking forward to seeing tonight is the number 14. He's just drifting into the picture now. MK's latest signing, Andrew Heath, the 19-year-old forward. He was playing out in Slovakia. And here he is, making his home debut. Played last night down at the Pounds, and he will have a huge role to play. So, the teams are ready. Let's play some hockey. And Heath immediately comes away with possession of the puck. Those familiar shouts of "Let's go Lightning" ring out here in Milton Keynes. Really nice check there from Sean Norris as Heath goes off in pursuit. And the other aspect we haven't mentioned so far, Harrison, when these two sides come face to face, they go toe to toe, it gets very physical.
It very much does, and I think that's a game that will suit Bristol a lot better. They're going to look at the fact that there's only 4D men, and they're going to try to cause problems in that side and get them in the penalty box. And that's where I think the Pitbulls are going to look to do the most damage.
Most definitely. Well, here come Bristol on their first attack of the game. Headley just about deals with it, but this will come back now to McGill. McGill tries to snipe it there from the blue line, but to no avail. MK getting bodies in front of the puck. But this is going to be a real challenge. Bristol have got 5 additional skaters. Harrison, you touched upon it in the pre-game. That is an entire line's worth compared to the home side today. Here is Dominic Gabai. Gabai surging forward and fires it into the blocker there of the awaiting Tommy Napier. Allows for Jake Bricknell now to go away. On the counter, almost drops there into the slots. But instead now the Lightning can venture forward on the counter. Karenchuk tries to source that in, comes out to Martelli. And Martelli shoots that one into the outstretched leg of the Pitbulls D-man. Lightning continue to look dangerous. Kick save there, could be here on the rebound. Bristol doing just enough to clear the danger there away from Jana Jokinen. MK continue to put on the pressure. Here is Saunders, he's the latest to have a shot on goal.
It's a very positive start from the Lightning there as well. They're playing some very tricky passes. That line, that full import forward line, was doing a little bit of damage there, and the Pitbulls weren't really sure of where to go. But a little bit more of that is what's needed from the Lightning, but it's going to be tough to keep it up all night.
That is the key, isn't it? You've got to maintain this intensity for as long as possible. This could be another opportunity. It really is a lightning fast start. Here is Lewis, who sends that one wide of the pipe. Forsberg attempts to put it back into the mix-up. We'll go all the way back into MK's defensive zone. But this really is a rapid start from both sides. Bristol having to weather the early storm here. Here goes Rio Grinnell Park and fires that into the midriff with Tommy Napier in the Pitbulls goal. Forsberg back to Hunt. Hunt winds up for the huge shot. And Napier is equal to that once more. Look at that shot counter already. 5 in favour of the Lightning. Here comes Sean Norris. Norris with the chance. And his efforts, well, goes rather wide in the end. Saunders sends that out onto the opposing flank. Andrew Heath is the man found with that pass attempt. Callum Field now just about corrals that one underneath his stick. Now back with Saunders. And of course, this place is going to get very, very loud after that first goal for the Lightning. It is the Air the Bear fixture. We'll update you with the number of teddies which are thrown onto the ice as and when that happens. Here is Malik Martelli. Martelli parting the sea of Bristol defenders in front of him. Slightly isolated there is the Great Britain international, and now Forsberg has to get back into his defensive coverage. Couple of changes here for the Bristol Pitbulls as Josh Batch fires that one into the boards. And this one will be coming back as a result.
Yeah, not bad start here from the Lightning as well. They've been trying to work it, but I think it's just one too many passes. A great save there, though, from Tommy Napier. Didn't get much on it, but he got enough. I think it might have even been the skate blade that took that past the post. But it took a while for the first stoppage in play, but we've got it just over 4 minutes in. And this is nearly a full import line now with Forsberg, Karenchuk, Gabai and Jokinen all on, and captain Archie Salisbury.
It's a very dynamic line, that, isn't it? Although MK may have lost possession there on the face-off. If the Pitbulls can get there, no, they can't. Instead, Janne Jokinen comes away with the puck. Lovely pass back into the path of the Finnish forward. Jokinen drops it off back to Janne Jokinen. And Napier spreads himself big, makes the save. But this has been a tremendous start from the home side.
It really has, and that line, they haven't really played together that much. You think about Gabai, who's normally on a line with Sean Norris and Jokinen. Ilya Karenchuk has fit on that line and has not looked out of place at all. It'll be interesting to see where the goals come from tonight, but it's looking very likely it could be that line.
I think that's a very good observation. To be honest, Harrison, talking of goals, here comes Callie Robertson. Now with his second NIHL team of the season, having previously played for the Hull Seahawks, played here in the Remembrance fixture. Here is Dominic Gabai. Gabai, it's the Slovak sniper. I think he's fired that against the pipe. Back now with Janne Jokinen. He's got Forsberg for company on the left point. Forsberg winds up for the shots. And that one is neatly held in the end by Tommy Napier.
You're right, the shot counter really is just showing you where all of the shots are coming from, and it's a very fast start, but as I said and alluded to, how long will this very fast-paced Lightning side be able to keep it up for?
That is the million-dollar question. Martelli puts that into the mixer, almost falls there to Jarvis Hunt, but now Bristol can venture forward on the counter-attack. Here come the Pitbulls, and that one fired into the glove of Jordan Headley, who, as we said, Harrison, has had yet another phenomenal season. The third highest save percentage in the league so far, sits around about 91%. He is in elite company, isn't he, in that top three?
He certainly is, and I think the other point to make as well is that that top three is Sam Gospel, Jordan Headley and Rennie Marr. They're all Brit netminders, and that just shows what level of Brit netminders there are in this league, and that the imports may be good, but there are some Brits that are outdoing them.
Most definitely. Of course, Rennie Marr going on to be in that GB squad in Poland as well. Bristol there just holding the puck behind the Lightning goal. Almost fell kindly there to Max Wigfield, the number 81. But alas, it was not to be. Allows for Bristol, though, to just calm things down, take the sting out of the tail of this Lightning side as Josh Batch now surges forward, goes near post, and Headley closes off the angle as a result. Lovely forecheck that from the aforementioned Wigfield. And Bailey Harewood also went off in pursuit. So Bristol fighting fire with fire here with that forecheck very much in play. Mason Lipsey now giving pursuit for the West Country outfit. Stretch pass there from Martelli, a little bit too hot to handle, allows for Jacob Bryceland to clear his lines. Now Sam Smith just dab that away on the backhand. Headley scooping that one away. But Bristol just beginning to find a little bit of rhythm in this one as Elliot Lewis attempts to turn his man. And a penalty has been called on the play. So, that is the number 90 of Bobby Reagan. We'll just take a second look at this one. I mean, Lewis, if he wasn't impeded, very well could have been in.
Quite a smart penalty if I do say so myself, but it has worked out, and now we get a chance to look at Lightning's power play, which has dropped off in the last few weeks. 7th in the league with 24%. Bristol's penalty kill 67.82, 67.82 at 9th place in the league. So this is a good opportunity for the Lightning to capitalise.
Most definitely is. Let's see what Tim Wallace's men can concoct. Back now to Martelli. Martelli hovering around the blue line, fires in the shot. And Sean Norris is lurking there behind the net. Back now with Dominic Gabai. Lightning looking to get players in front, and I'll tell you what, I don't think Tommy Napier knew too much about that latest shot.
You can see what Sean Norris was trying to do, though, and he's done it on a good few occasions. He did it against Peterborough last season, just trying to knock it off of the pads or the helmet of Tommy Napier and let it rebound in. Didn't quite work that time, but there's no saying that it won't another time.
Very good point. Lightning continue to build here. Napier just about clears it. Could be a second chance opportunity. And in the end, that one saucered down ice into the Lightning's defensive zone. So first 40 seconds or so, 45 seconds have been killed on this penalty for Bristol. Martelli again operating on the blue line, fires it in towards his teammates. 3 Lightning shirts are there. And Napier eventually ices or freezes the puck there. So there's a little bit of afters there with Janne Jokinen and a couple of the Pitbull players.
Not the feistiest of players either, really, Janne Jokinen. 1 minute 4 left on the power play.
Yeah, that has been a rare sight. Jokinen not really known for that style of play. Martelli goes out wide to Karenchuk. Jokinen, goodbye, also there. Here is Martelli. Norris almost found a little bit of space for himself. As Dom Gabai back now on the left point. Gabai out to Norris. And here is that classic stretch defence being played on the special team. Shot here from Ilya Karenchuk. You could hear that from up here in the comms box. That was vicious.
It really was. He got a lot behind it, but Napier was equal to it. And now Lightning's second power play line comes out. And Bristol's second pairing of the PK comes out. 36 seconds left. Not long to go on the power play. Opportunity now for the Lightning to take advantage of that. Advantage on Elliot Lewis there with a very quick shot from the face-off. Nearly caught out Tommy Napier.
Now falls kindly here for Patrick Forsberg, who puts Jay King under a little bit of duress. Here is Lewis back to the Finnish D-man. Back now with Elliot Lewis, who guides that one back to the blue line. Another shot taken by the Lightning. This time it was Josh Saunders. Saunders with a little bit of space, trying to feed it into that high slot. And kicked away in the end by the Pitbulls. This should be the end of the Lightning's first power play. Indeed it is. Bobby Reagan can come back out from the box. Elliot Lewis, under immediate pressure, tries to flip that away to Callum Field. Dom Gabai will be the latest man to tighten the screw on the forecheck. I'll tell you what, this has been a very, very exciting start to this game. All it is missing is the goal. There's a nice move there from Bailey Harewood. That is an even better pass to try and release Elliot Lewis. In the end, the bounce of the puck slightly unfavourable. And that just took it out of the reach there of the Great Britain player. So, here comes Malik Martelli. Martelli, can he stretch it down the opposite side? A little bit too much on the pass. And that one will be brought back for the icing. So, 10 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in the first period. And Harrison, look at that shot counter, 15 shots to 4.
It is. It's a massive gap in shots, but the difference is it's not the one that matters. You do say if you don't get the puck on net, you don't score, but how effective have those shots been? that's going to be the second question to ask, really, and that's why, has Tommy Napier played out of his skin, or has it been effectiveness of the shots?
Well, we'll wait and see, won't we? Nice hustle there from Jokinen, almost finds Martelli. And now there's a foot race. Martelli's fast, but I'll tell you what, Jacob Riceland is like a greyhound. Almost beat him to the puck on that occasion. Goodbye now, down the left-hand channel. Play broken up there by Mason Lipsey. And Lightning come away with it once more. Could fall kindly to Jokinen. Just beyond the outstretched stick of the fin. And now Bristol can venture forward on an attack of their own. Rhys Smetham coming into the mix as well for the visiting side. Who, even though they are under the cosh a little bit, they know they have got that 5-man advantage. Fatigue is going to play a big role later on in this game. Here is Heath. Can he find his teammate on the backhand? It's Rio Grinnell Park who hares after that one, and a penalty will be coming up sooner rather than later. So here is the aforementioned Smetham. He's got plenty of men for company, one of which was Bailey Harewood. And now there is the call for the penalty. Call for boarding against Rio Grinnell Park. So we've already seen the penalty kill from the Pitbulls. Harrison, how does that metric measure up for the Lightning?
About the same as the power play. It was a 6th in the league for the Lightning, the PK, 76.92%. The Pitbulls power play sit 4th in the league, 29.11%. Got a good couple of power play goals yesterday against the Lightning, of course, so this is an opportunity for them to take a lead in a way that they very well know how to find the back of the netting.
They definitely do. Big face-off here as Jake Bricknell lurking on the right point. Hands that over now to the opposing side. That one just kicked away in the end by a combination of MK defenders. All the way back now with Tommy Napier. Shovels that one away from his crease. Here is Jake Bricknell. Bricknell creating space. It's a big hit there on the import forward. Lost his stick in the process. In fact, it's broken. The Lightning will be happy with that first 30 seconds of the penalty kill. Pitbulls, though, continue to grow in confidence in this one. And that really was an absolutely integral bit of defensive play from Gabai. Dominic Gabai, could be a chance here for the shorthand. Dom Gabai scores, and here come the Bears. Well, that was absolutely spectacular from the Slovakian. The horn goes, it's Lightning 1, Pitbulls 0.
Well, what an opportunity for the shorthand. And it was a superb finish in the end from Dominic Gabai, who gets the Bears released in the Thunderdome. This has been going for the best part of 22 years for the Lightning. It has been going every year. The Bears, they do get donated to the local Milton Keynes Hospital, to the children's department. There were over 400 Bears last year. There's a chance for that to be eclipsed this year. But just to touch on the first time that it happened for the Lightning, in 2002, it started off, the campaign was called Show You Care, Throw a Bear. More than 350 teddies were launched back in 2002 for that one. And this one might just be a little bit more.
I was about to say there were an awful lot. All of the volunteers here doing a great job just to usher the teddies into the collection bags. And it is one of the great traditions, isn't it, in ice hockey? We see it around the globe. All of these teddies go to a wonderful cause. Provides that bit of joy in a difficult time for those children and their families at Christmas. And we'll update you with the exact numbers a little bit later on. But let's take a second look at this goal from Dominic Gabai. Beautiful stick handles, weaves his way through wonderfully. And the finish was incredibly smart, incredibly intelligent. Just flicks it off the left pipe. No chance whatsoever for Tommy Napier.
And he had 2 Bristol D-men on him as well, who were really trying to stick lift. And Dominic Gabai shows his class, shows his presence and his elite capacity to get that puck in the back of the net. 3rd top point scorer since the NIHL began. That tells you the sort of numbers that man puts up.
He is incredible, isn't he? Really has been a pleasure to see Dominic Gabai don the iconic jersey of the Milton Keynes Lightning and just go about his business. It just feels like game in, game out, weekend in, weekend out. He's such a natural accumulator of points. And it's when those points come about as well, which is so, so important. I mean, his numbers this year, Harrison, have been great, haven't they?
Well, yeah, this is his 24th game, and he's scored 14 and got 24 assists. He's on 38 points. He is Lightning's top point scorer by a significant margin as well. The next top point scorer is Jordan County on 22, and he's only played 18 games because of being out. So there is a lot of class in Dominic Gabai, but we'll get back to the face-off. And short-handed goal, not something that Lightning really do all that much.
Well, you can hear there the ripple of applause as Dominic Gabai's name is announced here over the PA. And with 8 minutes to go here in the opening 20, it is the Lightning who have got that slender lead. However, they've still got a job to do here. Here's Bricknell on the blue line, winds up for the big shots. And Headley almost punches that one away with a little bit of venom himself. Again, the seconds continue to ebb away. But it is the million-dollar question hanging over the heads of the Lightning in this game. How long can they maintain this intensity? Janne Jokinen has found a seam here. It's Jokinen for MK, goes around Napier. And it comes off the post. And now Bristol could turn this one into a very dangerous attack. Brilliant bit of defensive work there from Josh Saunders. Martelli has to try and hack that one away. Side it away with the stick. 5 seconds remain here on the penalty kill. Bristol, though, continue to send numbers forward. Nice pass there, just onto the left-hand flank. But that one, a little bit too hot to handle. And here comes Jokinen again. Jokinen has got 2 options, one of which is the goal scorer, Gabai. And Napier sends that one into the Lightning. And goodness me, there's an almighty scramble there in front of the Bristol net. Eventually comes out to MK once more. Jokinen will go off in pursuit on the forecheck. But that, Harrison, a tick in the box as far as the special teams are concerned for MK.
It certainly is, and it's woken the crowd up. But here's Drake Bricknell doing what he does best, but that is what Malik Martelli does best as well. Defensively, very aware. Mike, it's woken up the crowd as well. Just this really energetic performance from the Lightning so far. And this is what I think the Thunderdome has missed the last few weeks or so. It's been a little bit flat, but just this performance and the opportunities that we're getting. Jokinen got another one there, but he was on the ice for probably about 2 minutes there, so deservedly goes off to get some rest. And then Bristol will ice the puck, but very, very good start to the game. And to get a short-handed goal as well. So close there from Jokinen to get a second.
Let's just take a second look at it. It comes off the pipe. It just beats the skate there of Napier. I tell you what,
on the line.
It was close, wasn't it? That was very close, but the Pitbulls do survive. It's not a second for the Lightning. Face-off won there by the men in white. Bristol now have the opportunity just to release the pressure slightly. Martelli dancing with danger there as Max Wigfield puts on the pressure behind the back of the second team All-Star from last season. That's a lovely stretch pass into the path of Ilya Karenchuk. He's got Callum Field alongside him. He might not need him. It's Ilya Karenchuk with an absolutely spectacular solo effort. And the Lightning have struck twice in quick succession. It's MK2, Bristol 0. And this Harrison initially started with the pass, but the rest was a piece of incredible individual brilliance from Ilya Karenchuk.
That is special. Ilya Karenchuk, what a goal and what a time to get it as well. Just extend the lead and show what you're capable of. 3 goals in 2 games, and that's going to give him a hell of a lot of confidence as well. But this is what he can do, and that's the sort of play that we have been seeing throughout the season, but he's been quite selfless and being very passive with passing and not taking those shots off and taking those opportunities. And when he does, look at the outcome.
He is a terrific ice hockey player, is Ilya Karenchuk. And he is definitely generating quite the buzz here in Buckinghamshire. So final 5 minutes here of the opening period. Lightning will be delighted. However, Bristol far from out of this. As Bobby Reagan puts in the stick check there. John Dunbar now re-entering the ice. Callie Robertson, he scored yesterday. He'll have a role to play for Alice Padalec's side. This has been exactly the start that the Lightning would have hoped for. Here is Goodbye. Puck being held up behind the Bristol net as Jokinen provides support. Goodbye now puts it into the slots and just goes underneath. Numbers streaming forward for the men in black, one of which is Dunbar. Dunbar now back to...
I think that was Cam Hamill.
It was Cam Hamill. Yeah, he's just come on as Cam Hamill. Goodness me, that was almost another opportunity for Bristol. Lovely pass out here to Goodbye. Goodbye. Tried to just nurdle that across to Jokinen. And something has got the tails up there behind the Bristol goal.
Great play again, though, from Karenchuk, Goodbye and Jokinen. Those 3 together. I said that if there was going to be a line that was going to light the lamp, it was going to be the import line, and it certainly has. But it was a Martelli assist. And then Karenchuk just doing what Karenchuk does. Toe drag through the legs. Bryceland knew none of it. What a finish. What a camera angle as well.
Oh, brilliant work. We've got a great team here on Lightning TV as that one is kicked away by Headley. Latest shot being sent in there by Jake Bricknell. That's a lovely turn and spin move. However, I think Headley has pounced on that one. So 3 minutes and 15 seconds remain here in the opening 20. Can the Lightning maintain this level throughout the entirety of the game, though?
And they say it's cliche, but I think the next goal is easily the most important, because Lightning, yes, they have a 2-goal lead, but that is one of the most dangerous leads in hockey, and they say it all the time. But a Lightning side with as few skaters as they've got could do with taking advantage of the advantage that they've got.
Well, here is Martelli, this time down the opposite side, feeds it into the awaiting Heath. It's funny, I was looking at the article on the Lightning's website. Heath mentioned in his comments about joining this club, one of the big things was the atmosphere, and well, the fans have certainly played their role tonight. Heath was just taken down there rather unceremoniously in front of us here in the commentary position. Archie Salisbury now saunters in there from the left point. Back now with Patrick Forsberg. Forsberg with a whippy effort over the top of Napier's net. And now venturing forward comes Sean Morris. Morris trying to find Reece Cochrane. And Cochrane on the backhand. That is a lovely pass behind the net. Allows for Bailey Harewood now to try and generate something for the men in black. Slightly too much mustard on that latest pass. Allows for Lightning to clear their zone, and clear it they have. Here is Rio Grinnell Park. He's got Elliot Lewis for company. We'll come back here to Lewis. Hunt was there, awaiting in the low slot. But it won't find the former Peter Roman. Instead, it's now with Smetham. Smetham trying to Pass that one to Mason Lipsey. And Lipsey is ever such an exciting player for this Bristol outfit. Pitbulls now, but they'll just want to get their first one on the board, take something away from this first period. Hamill goes off in pursuit. Really nice Saucer pass there on the backhand. And now the Lightning can surge forward. It's Martelli kicked away by the outstretched Napier. Now back on the right point. It's Saunders with the latest effort. Jokinen comes away with it. Still MK look to tighten the screw. That one almost screened and deflects beyond. Tommy Napier does well to get the pad on it. Back now with Gabai. Tries the short pass there to Martelli. Evades the Lightning's defenceman. And as a result, Bristol, well, I thought they were going to clear it. They can't. It's back now with Gabai. Will be passed here to Salisbury. Salisbury with the effort. Gabai now, the latest to feed it into the slots. And Lipsey taken down there, just inside the face-off circle. Less than 20 seconds remaining here in period number one, a period which has been dominated by the Milton Keynes Lightning. It's here now with Salisbury. Salisbury back to Jokinen. And that was a brilliant bit of defensive work. Final 5 seconds. And Headley will just ping that off the backboard to bring to an end an electrifying opening 20 minutes from the Milton Keynes Lightning. It's MK2, Bristol 0. And well, Harrison, that has been nothing short of sensational.
I have to say that to me is one of the better periods that I've seen Lightning play this season. And they've just, the cohesion of the squad, they're all playing for each other. There's not many of them out there tonight, but they know that, and they know that they've got to perform, and that where Lightning are in the league, they shouldn't be. But those players in there know that, and they're playing for every single person in this building and for themselves. And I think you can see that as well. The passion, the press, it's faultless so far from the Lightning for me.
It really is. That is absolutely staggering. We'll see those shot stats at the start of the second period, but yeah, we'll just take a bit of a breather here on Lightning TV. We'll be back in around about 10 minutes or so, and when we return, we'll get you the scores on the doors from around the national.
Oh boy. You said your phone was broken, just forgot to charge it. Whole outfit you're wearing, God, I hope it's ironic. Did you just say you're finished? Didn't know we started. It's all just so familiar, baby. What do you call it? Stupid, or is it slow? everything and done it again. Now everybody needs a attendant. Don't take this as complaining. Just little rearrangements of the nights that we've been taking. Maybe we could take one off. Rearrange, reinvention, but I like where my hands is. I just wanna hold tight. Always gotta go down. We don't gotta slow down. Not like we don't know how. I just wanna hold tight. Here we are back again, fighting what's in front of me. There's so much to unpack again. If I come to Italy, we could be nice to each other, wrong for each other, right for each other, and rise to each other, rise to each other. Don't know where the switches are, where you keep the coloring, and I'll probably crash a stupid car and make your life a misery. But we could be nice to each other, wrong for each other, right for each other, and rise to each other, rise to each other. 'Cause you know I've done all the classic stuff and it never works, you know it. So can we say we'll never say the classic stuff to show it now? I know it now, now. Meet me on the mountaintop. I'll be in the shallow end and wait for you to call it off. 'Cause I don't want a boyfriend, but we could be nice to each other, wrong for each other, right for each other, and rise to each other, rise to each other. 'Cause you know I've done all the classic stuff and it never works, you know it. So can we say we'll never say the classic stuff to show it? Water, sunlight, talking all night, just enough to grow it. Now I know it. Now. It could be mine. It could be sad. Oh, it could be nice to each other. We could be nice to each other. Could be nice to each other. Could be nice to each other.
Thursday night, everything's fine, except you've got that look in your eye when I'm telling a story and you find it boring. You're thinking there's something to say. You go along with it, then drop it and humiliate me in front of our friends. Then I'll use that voice that you find annoying and say something like, yeah, intelligent input, darling, why don't you just have another beer then? then you'll call me a bitch, and everyone we're with will be embarrassed, and I won't give a shit. My fingertips are holding onto the cracks in our foundation, and I know that I should let go, but I can't. And every time we fight, I know it's not right. Every time that you're upset and I smile, I know I should forget, but I can't. You said I must eat so many lemons, 'cause I am so bitter. I said I'd rather be with your friends, mate, 'cause they are much fitter. Yes, it was childish and you got aggressive, and I must admit that I was a bit scared, but it gives me thrills to wind you up. My fingertips are holding onto the cracks in our foundation, and I know that I should let go, but I can't. And every time we fight, I know it's not right. Every time that you're upset and I smile, I know I should forget, but I can't. Your face is pasty, 'cause you've gone and got so wasted. What a surprise, don't want to look at your face, 'cause it's making me sick. You've gone and got sick on my trainers. I only got these yesterday, oh my gosh, I cannot be bothered with this. Well, I'll leave you there till the morning, and I purposely won't turn the heating on. And dear God, I hope I'm not stuck with this one. My fingertips are holding onto the cracks in our foundation, and I know that I should let go, but I can't. And every time we fight, I know it's not right. Every time that you're upset and I smile, I know I should forget, but I can't. And every time we fight, I know it's not right. Every time that you're upset and I smile, I know I should forget, but I can't. And every time we fight, I know it's not right. Every time that you're upset and I smile, I know I should forget, but I can't.
Didn't mean to pick a fight, but oh well, note to self, 4 pints in, you're someone else. If you can't see my mirrors, then I can't see you. So don't say you won't forgive me, 'cause you always do. At least you say you do. It's funny how when it's upside down, I push through, I just put up with you. To make me feel small. If you can't see my mirrors, then I can't see you. So don't say you won't forgive me, 'cause you always do. At least you say you do. It's funny how when it's upside down, I push through, I just put up with you. Okay, love you, but my bills paid, you just keep chasing the sun. Baby, you're delusional, thinking you could ever find something that's as beautiful, someone with a love like mine. I'm sick of the fighting, sick of the climbing. You made me hate this town. Baby, you're delusional.
Welcome back to Planet Ice Milton Keynes, where we are less than 90 seconds away from the restart in this NIHL National League fixture between the Milton Keynes Lightning and the Bristol Pitbulls. It is currently Lightning 2, Pitbulls 0 in what is a pivotal clash here on Super Sunday. Lightning defeated in the West Country yesterday thanks to an overtime winner from Callum McGill, which saw Bristol victorious by a scoreline of 5-4. But it's all been one-way traffic in the first 20 minutes here in Buckinghamshire Runs. Harrison, I think now is a nice time to just take a quick look at the scores around the league so far this evening. What have we seen with regards to scores on the doors?
Well, the Knights are 3-0 up against the Solway Sharks in the key cup game that determines Lightning's place in the cup. Romford are losing to the Swindon Wildcats, which puts the Wildcats through. And the other fixture between the Phantoms and the Seahawks is 1-0 to the Phantoms.
Well, there you go. We'll keep you updated with those scores as and when we get updates here on Lightning TV. But of course, our sole focus is back on the action here at the Thunderdome. And Bristol have started off this second period very sprightly. It's deflected in, and Bristol have struck back in style. It's Cam Hamill. And there you go, it's Lightning 2, Bristol 1. Well, MK had the rapid start in period number 1, and Bristol, the Pitbulls, biting back with ferocity. Let's take a second look at this one. Lovely backhanded drop pass, and it just deflects in the end off of the rather unfortunate Patrick Forsberg.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate deflection, but once again, you get the puck on net and good things happen. And Cam Hamill, expert at doing that, has halved the deficit already. And that's the way you start the period if you're the Pitbulls. You've got a great opportunity now. You've only got a one goal to come back on, and I said the next goal was important, and see how it affects both teams.
Yep, really was crucial that Bristol got that third goal of the game. Here is Saunders now, who sends that one very central. Tommy Napier more than capable to deal with that one. Harewood now drops that into the postage stamp in that left corner. Malik Martelli and Ilya Karenchuk can clear the Lightning's lines though. Here is the Ukrainian looking for his second goal on the night. And that really was a piece of individual brilliance. Imagine we'll see that on the social media channels over the coming days. Here is Forsberg from the right point to Goodbye, lovely change of direction there on the pass. Comes back to Karenchuk, weighs up his options. Will he take the shots? Indeed he does, looking for the redirect off the stick of Dominic Goodbye. Here is Patrick Forsberg. Forsberg now winds up. And that one has been very smartly dealt with by Tommy Napier.
It has, and good reaction there from the Lightning as well, as the Pitbulls could very easily have stepped on the gas and taken the game to Lightning, but it's very well played just to get back into it and start the restart with a little bit of ferocity.
It really is. Nice face-off win there from Mason Lipsey against Jarvis Hunt. Of course, Hunt brought into the side for those face-offs this season. It was something that Tim Wallace and the coaching staff, that leadership group, had identified in his game as Rio Grinnell Park. This is a lovely surge forward. The aforementioned Hunt was there in the low slot, but Bristol doing very well indeed just to close off those seams. And that fired in a little bit too viciously as Bristol tried to send that into the Lightning zone. However, this one will be coming back.
Yeah, I don't think Elliot Lewis realised that pass, I'm not sure it was actually for him. It was meant to go cross ice, and Lewis tried to control it, but had the touch of a trampoline, really.
So, another face-off coming up here. This time it'll be Callum Fields to contest for the Lightning, and Sam Smith can just hack that one away for Bristol. Much better start, though, to proceedings here from the Pitbulls.
Another icing call on the play.
So, will be round two between these two players in the face-off circle. This time, Lightning emerge with possession of the puck. Saunders flirting there with the blue line. Goes across to Martelli. Martelli trying to catch Napier at his near post. And that is another handy stop from the Bristol shot stopper. Back now with Callum Field. Field, the latest to wind up for the big shots. Comes out now to Heath. Heath to Norris. Norris with a flaming effort in towards the torso there of Tommy Napier. But Bristol, well, they just about clear their zone. Wasn't the most convincing passage of plays in the neutral zone. However, here is Heath again. Heath this time with the shots. And how he would love to get his account up and running here at the Thunderdome. Instead, it's pickpocketed away by the Bristol Pitbulls. Lovely surge forward this from Jacob Bryceland, and Bryceland retaining possession of the puck there. Just fires that one in with a little bit too much vim and vigour off the boards. Josh Batch also comes back in for the Pitbulls, the former Cardiff man. Sends that one into the skates of his own player. And now Lightning can come forward once more. Forsberg, goodness me, that was a howitzer from the Finn. Cannoned it into the plexiglass. And I'll tell you what, Harrison, I wouldn't fancy being on the receiving end of that one.
No, you could see, I think it was Ilya Karenchuk by the net who was just cowering a little bit to try and get out of the way. Luckily didn't go near him and didn't really trouble the netminder either. And the Lightning have just been tied up in the boards, but good play there between Karenchuk and Forsberg, and now a 3-on-2 opportunity. Wakefield getting back just to cover defensively.
Yeah, he's done well there. So too as Patrick Forsberg may come out here to goodbye. Just about shoveled away in the end by the Pitbulls as Jokinen swats that one out of the air, goalkeeper style. Hunt will go off in pursuit. I'll tell you what, that was a very smart defensive read in the end from Max Wigfield. Just planted that seed of doubt into the minds of the men in white. Back now in the Bristol zone. Tanner Butler also coming back in for the Bristol Pitbulls. We spoke about physicality. Very much part and parcel of Tanner Butler's game. Very important piece of the puzzle down in the West Country. Robertson putting Martelli under pressure. Lightning defenseman doing a fine job there just to get it away from the danger zone. Lightning have got numbers here in Bristol territory. Goodness me, that was almost redirected off a skate from the original shot from Josh Saunders. And now Martelli puts on the afterburners. He's got Elliot Lewis and Rio. Grinnell Park comes out to Grinnell Park, who just loses that one slightly underneath the stick. Puck being held up, tied up on the boards just in front of the Lightning bench.
It's a very patient play from the Lightning as well. They're not trying to overexert themselves. Any opportunity that they can get just to slow it down, they're taking it.
Well, here is Sean Norris, man with international honours for Great Britain. Really is a key component for Tim Wallace. And here he is, Norris with the shot, trying to get the redirect from Callum Field. Instead, comes out to the 19-year-old Andrew Heath. Beautiful bit of handling there. Allows for Jake Bricknell now to send that one forward. And the puck flies away into the crowd here at the Thunderdome. So, face-off will be coming up here. It will be official Earl to drop the puck here. Field and Wigfield doing battle on that occasion. It was the former who won.
It was good play there by Batch as well, because Norris was hunting him down, and if that puck bobbled past him, then it was a one-on-one for Sean Norris, and we normally know how those go.
Yeah, tremendous in those kind of situations, isn't he? Callum Field now putting on the Jets. Real nice turn of pace here from Callum Field. He tries to just jam it underneath the pads there of Tommy Napier. And Bristol once more averting it away from that danger zone. Goodbye now, going across the ice. That one has been pickpocketed. Jake Bricknell, almost like a phantom, worked his way down the left channel.
He's a pit bull, though.
Good point. But he is going to be a nightmare, isn't he? Bricknell last season was absolutely outstanding for Swindon. And of course, this year, Harrison, we've already spoken about the numbers. The leading point scorer in the league as Dominic Gabai comes away with the puck for the Milton Keynes Lightning. Back now with Ilya Karenchuk. He's got numbers on the blue line. Who's going to make the move here? For the Lightning, it's Gabai with the shots. And that one dealt with in the end by the Pitbulls.
Certainly is, but it's still not out the zone yet. They've just got it out, and now's an opportunity for, I think that was Sean Morris to go through, but it's now a 3-on-2 opportunity.
Yeah, it's real end-to-end stuff here. Karenchuk looks to find Jana Jokinen. Jokinen goes back to Josh Saunders. Thinks about winding up for the shot. Instead, just cycles that around to Karenchuk. Karenchuk back to Grinnell Park. Martelli's making the move down the opposite side. Lightning just could not find him. And this now will be a third goal for Milton Keynes. Finished off smartly by Dominic Gabai. And that is the response that the home fans were after that quick goal at the start of this period for Bristol. Things could have got a little bit dicey. Lovely pass into the low slot there from Rio Grinnell Park. And Dominic Gabai adds yet another goal to his ever-increasing tally for the Lightning. It's MK3, Bristol 1.
15 goals for the season for Dom Gabai. Napier's complaining because the net was dislodged, but the puck was going in anyway. And now it's 3-1 to the Lightning, but we do have numbers. The Bear. There were a total of 725 bears from Air the Bear. Massive, massive thank you to the Lightning fans for such generous donations. And we repeat that those bears will go to the Milton Keynes Hospital, the children's department, for kids to receive in time for Christmas. A wonderful cause, and then a wonderful amount of bears donated as well.
That really is. Those numbers are brilliant, aren't they? So, so kind and generous. Oh, this fan base. There's Jarvis Hunt now applying the pressure in the Bristol defensive zone. Bryceland just about doing enough. And here is the aforementioned Bryceland. Sends that one into the glove of Archie Salisbury. Looking to pursue his own play. Could have been rather dangerous there as Reece Smetham has the puck pinched off of his awaiting stick. There's a little bit of a tussle here for possession of the puck in neutral ice.
I do have to say, having watched Jacob Bryceland about 4 or 5 times this season, he is an unbelievable pickup for the Pitbulls, and definitely one to watch out for, because he's not one that many people would have heard of up to this season, but he's certainly made an impression, especially on me when I've watched him. He seems so comfortable and dangerous.
Well, speaking of danger, that one almost falling kindly to Callie Robertson. Instead, it may come back here. And indeed it does. And Bristol have got their second of the game. Lightning just unable to clear the danger zone, and Tanner Butler was there awaiting. Let's take a second look at this one. Harrison, first shot was denied, made zero mistake on the second.
Yeah, and again, I think it's just it's a bounce that has landed straight back at him, but as you said, no mistake made in the finish. Some unfortunate bounces for the Lightning, but you've got to pounce on them, and a player like Tanner Butler will never miss an opportunity like that. And that is Tanner Butler's 7th goal of the season. That puts him on 27 points in 24 games. Positive return for the D-man. And very quickly becoming a massive figure for the Pitbulls.
It really is, and now the Pitbulls out for blood. They want to tie this game and try and exploit those tired legs. This now is an odd man rush, 2-on-1 potentially. That is an unbelievably good bit of defensive work from the Pitbulls. Lightning still maintain possession though. Saunders winds up for the shot on the point, thinks better of it. Instead, that one just flicked into the path of Tommy Napier by Sean Norris.
I think that was Callie Robertson as well with the block. And they always say you've got to stop the pass. If it's a 2-on-1, you play the pass and let the man with the puck go through on the netminder. And that's exactly what happened. The pass tried to go through. Callie Robertson was there and stopped what could have been another 2-goal advantage for the Lightning.
And he's just been a smart pickup, hasn't he? Callie Robertson, experience so important in the NIHL National, of course. We spoke earlier about the fact that he had played for the Hull Seahawks earlier this season, but he was no stranger before this campaign, of course.
No, certainly not. He's had 2 separate campaigns here, only lasted half a season in both, but Callie Robertson's one that he knows this league, and the reason he's gone back to Bristol is he played so well there in his first stint at the Pitbulls, a positive return for them, and he's come back after maybe a disappointing stint in his eyes at the Seahawks, especially not playing down on the third line, whereas this Pitbulls team are giving him first, second line options, and that's where he's getting the points. He's once again 9 points from 7 games up until this one. You can see that this is the place where he is best.
Certainly is. Scored last night as well, didn't he? Down in the pound, and now here comes Bailey Harewood. That is a very good stop in the end by Jordan Headley.
Yeah, and Bailey Harewood is another one. Now he's on that 2-way with the Cardiff Devils, playing incredibly well. And the Pitbulls, incredibly lucky to have him. Superb player on his day. And just then, you just saw a glimpse of what we haven't really yet seen in this game from Bailey Harewood. And if he can bring that out for the rest of the game, then I can sense another goal or 2 potentially in this one for the Pitbulls.
Oh, most definitely. They have got some real exciting players, haven't they? Of course, we saw earlier on in the season, across in Shropshire at the Telford Ice Rink, Mason Lipsey as well. He really stood out to me.
There is a lot of players and a lot more depth in this Pitbull side than there has been in the previous few seasons, and they've really got a shot at the playoffs this year. And their fan base, their very loyal fan base, deserve it as well.
Yeah, they really do. So tight, isn't it, of course? Just 4 points separating the Lightning in 6th and Bristol in 9th. It has been a much improved campaign for the West Country side. Salisbury just pops that into the path of Jarvis Hunts. And that one, much to the frustration of the Pitbulls, will come back for the icing call.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that, just over halfway into this game, I wouldn't say that if you knew the amount of players that were missing for the Lightning, that it was gleamingly obvious just based off of the performance so far. But that's where, is it going to deplete as the game goes on?
Well, we'll find out the answer to that in the closing exchanges, won't we? I'd say around about 15 to 10 minutes left in the game. That's when we'll see, can those tired legs hold up? Here is Heath. Heath now looking for his first goal as a Lightning player. Can't quite bisect the traffic in front of him. Saunders, lovely pass to release Sean Norris. Here comes Sean Norris. Norris with the pass. And Heath was there at the back door, denied by Tommy Napier. What a save that was, Harrison.
It certainly was, and there's a tripping call on the play. Callum Field goes down, and Lightning get themselves another power play opportunity. Not sure who it was. I think that was Sean Morris going to the box. 0 for 1 so far on the power play, the Lightning. Big opportunity to double the advantage and just put a little bit of a cushion on the lead that they've got.
Would just calm the nerves a little bit, wouldn't it? A 4th goal in this one. Just restore that 2-point gap. And this does prevent Bristol from clearing their lines on this occasion. Here is Karenchuk. Karenchuk looking that time for Sean Norris. Jokinen is there. So too is Dom Gabai. Back now with Martelli on the blue line. Karenchuk lurking. on that face-off circle. Goodbye now towards Norris. Norris over to Karenchuk. Karenchuk attempting to feed Jokinen. Comes back to Goodbye. Back now with Norris, and Norris with an audacious effort lifts that over the top of the Bristol net. Lightning still in command of the puck though. They'll be looking for a fourth goal on this play. Could come out to Jokinen. Just doesn't fall kindly there for the Finn. Lovely pass over to Karenchuk. Karenchuk with the latest effort for the home side. Denied by Napier. First minutes of the penalty successfully killed by the Pitbulls. But here is Norris. Norris now with a cannon-like effort. Cannot beat Napier.
Yeah, and Martelli's now under pressure there by Smetham, but nearly loses an edge there as well. I think it was Mason Lipsey actually, but it's nearly a turnover, and that might be a turnover.
Yeah, that was Max Wigfield on that occasion. Wigfield still putting plenty of pressure on. That's a great turn though from Goodbye, and Goodbye loses out. This now could be a potential counter-attack. Callum Field will have to try and clear the line. That's a huge hit into the boards, and immediately the official's arm is raised. And all we can hope for is that Callum Field is okay. That was an almighty hit. Goodness gracious me. Field still down. And this now is a decision to be made by the officials.
Callum Field's on one knee, attempting to get up. Doesn't look good at all.
No, he's still over on his hunches. Just receiving a little bit of medical treatment there. That was an almighty blow. I mean, the plexiglass practically ricocheted. Thankfully, Callum Field is okay. He's back up on his
Straight
feet.
to the locker room though. Having words with the Pitbulls player. And it is a 5-minute penalty for Max Wigfield. And just before the hit, I was going to comment on the forecheck as well, that Wigfield dumped the puck in when it was just him and Callum Field, and Callum Field, not a natural D-man, he could have had a go at a shorthand there. Instead dumps it in, Callum Field has to get back to retrieve it. And then a very, very big hit on the boards. We hope Callum Field is okay.
Yeah, he'll have to get properly checked over though. I mean, thankfully he was up quickly, but of course you can never play it too safe. Fortunately in sport, there is such thing as delayed concussion, and he really was sent flying into those boards there. But for the next 10 seconds, it will be a 5-on-3 advantage for the Lightning. And after that, for the next 5 minutes, well, they'll still have the man advantage. So here we go. Face-off won by the Lightning. 6 seconds remain on the 5-on-3. So Bristol should have reinforcements arriving sooner rather than later. Here is Goodbye. Goodbye with the efforts. And as Napier just about straps that one away. Jokinen, though, getting into it here.
Tanner Butler there. Couple cross-checks from Butler. And when you're down a man anyway, Tanner Butler now also goes to the box.
Well, I'll tell you what, Harrison, I'm absolutely baffled by that. I'm baffled by Butler's decision there, because you've just mentioned it. Your side has just seen off that 2-man advantage. Now Jokinen also going into the penalty box as well, but for both players, that was unnecessary.
Certainly was, and you can see that potentially this could be what Bristol were going to try and do with Callum Field now out. Lightning are now down to 8 forwards. Is it just a case of try and get your team into penalty trouble? Try and get the opposition, get the Lightning into a bit of trouble, because Jokinen there is now not on that power play. Yes, you've lost Hannah Butler as well, and it's not really a trade that you'd ideally want, but it's taken another forward out of the frame.
Certainly has. This one comes back to Martelli. Passes that out wide to Karenchuk. Now back to Martelli. That's a really smart pass. And Norris looking for the redirect 5-hole. Can't quite execute the play. So confirmation there of the penalties, called for roughing.
I think Butler got 2 for cross-checking. And then Jokinen gets 2 for roughing. So they cancel each other out. 4 minutes left on the power play for the Lightning. Golden opportunity to extend the lead.
Well, Salisbury this time looking to win back the puck here for Remke. This could be very dangerous if it's fed back to Martelli. Martelli with the shots. And Napier again has been very solid this evening. Martelli winds up with it on the blue line. Back now with the second team All-Star from last season. Martelli looking to weave it through a gap. Now comes back to Gabai. And Bristol, well, this is dogged defensive work from the visitors. Morris and Cochrane come on for Padalec's side. Here is Sean Norris. And on the poke check, Cochrane does a very good job indeed. Lightning sending many a man over into that right corner, one of which is Sean Norris. Norris dumping that off to Hunt. Here is Patrick Forsberg. Forsberg finding Heath. Forsberg now winds up for the efforts. And Hunt looking to turn that one in. Cannot beat Napier.
2:54 left on the power play, and so far the Pitbulls have defended admirably in this extended power play. You just have to think, is it a matter of time, or are the Pitbulls going to give themselves a little bit of confidence going into the third?
Well, let's see. Forsberg with the dummy shot there. Here is the Finnish defenseman again, looking to zip that one into the path of Andrew Heath. Instead it comes now to Josh Saunders. Saunders looking to put it onto the backhands. And Napier once more closes the lane.
Now Butler and Jokinen are back out, so Jokinen gets himself straight on the PP, and Butler gets himself straight on the PK.
I'm not sure if you saw that, Harrison, but both Butler and Jokinen just exchanging a couple of words there. It's been very tense between those two all evening long. Something tells me that might not be the end of it. And there is Jokinen peeling off of his man, gives it to Ilya Karenchuk. Now with Gabai. Gabai over to Sean Norris, attempts to find the Ukrainian. Still over 2 minutes to go from that major penalty conceded by Max Wigfield. Here is Karenchuk! And Ilya Karenchuk snipes it home for his second goal of the evening. It's Lightning 4, Bristol 2. And just listen to the roar, the reaction of this crowd at the Thunderdome. That one meant an awful lot. What a finish that was.
It really was, and Jokinen just find himself space just to get in the way of the netminder, and Karenchuk does exactly what he needs to do, gets the puck on net. Jokinen, you can see it there, he's following the eye line of Tommy Napier, and that is what causes the goal. Obviously the puck's got to go onto net as well, and it does expertly by Ilya Karenchuk, who gets his 12th goal of the season and his 4th goal of the weekend. But this That's what you've wanted to see, and there's still 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the power play.
Well, you said it best, Harrison. 2 words, golden opportunity. Martelli now puts it into the mixer where Janne Jokinen is awaiting. Back now with Norris. And if you're Karenchuk, you must be absolutely begging for the puck right now, and instead it's snapped home by Sean Norris. It's Lightning 5, Pitbulls 2. And the golden chance is being capitalised on in serious style by the hosts here at the Thunderdome. I mean, that is just Sean Norris 101, isn't it, Harrison?
There is no one that does that sort of finish like Norris, and he's gone near post. And that, you can see the reaction from Napier afterwards. He's not happy about being beaten on his near post. But if anyone's going to find that little gap, it's Sean Norris. In a game like this, he would be ecstatic with that. And there is still just over a minute left.
And he's in possession of it again, Sean Norris. Well, he's like a shark right now. Karenchuk feeds that one into the low slot. Back now with Martelli. I mean, this has been a ruthless power play showing here from the Lightning. Karenchuk to Martelli. Martelli looks to just carve open a little bit of a gap for his teammates as Jokinen goes down rather unceremoniously. Headley shovels that one away down the opposite side. So a tickle over 30 seconds remaining here on the penalty kill for the Pitbulls. A penalty which has been very costly indeed. Here is Elliot Lewis putting on the afterburners. He's got Forsberg for company instead. Sends it into that good area in front of Napier. Saunders onto the opposite side. Lewis makes space for himself once more. Forsberg now the latest to send an effort in on goal. But that should be the final effort of this Lightning power play. Indeed it is, as Wigfield comes back in. Jarvis Hunt though now give that over to Grinnell Park. Final 10 seconds of the period remaining. Saunders dispossessed. Final 5 seconds. Is there one last chance here for Rio Grinnell Park? The door is shut firmly in his face, and that will signal the end of the second 20. It's Lightning 5, Pitbulls 2, and Harrison, well, it is the big moment. It's the catalyst. That penalty, how costly could that prove to be?
It's massively costly, but you've got to put emphasis on the fact that Lightning still had a job to do. The power play, as we've said, has just declined over the last couple of weeks, and so a 5-minute power play, an opportunity where you're only 1 goal ahead, to get an advantage when you've got as little players as you've got, and you've just lost another one as well, hopefully for not too long. And the most important thing out of this for sure is that we do hope that Callum Field is doing okay. But when it comes to taking advantage of the power play opportunity, Lightning have done that spectacularly. And that is what takes us into this part of the game where we're 2 periods down and Lightning have a 3-goal advantage, when before the game it might not have looked as obvious that this would have been how it turned out.
Definitely not. Well, there is the current situation here at the Thunderdome. It's Lightning 5, Pitbulls 2. We'll take a 15-minute break here on the commentary. And when we return, we have got a very tasty final period coming your way.
Your website is your shop window. We create powerful websites, branding, and creative design that stand out and convert. A brilliant website deserves to be seen. Our SEO gets you ahead of competitors and seen first. And on social media, don't be left behind. We help you engage, grow, and influence where it matters most. 123 Internet, your partner for digital growth. Start today.
This ain't speed, this is raw innovation. Crafted for the fearless, built for the relentless. Our quickest covert stick that releases faster than ever. This is the breakthroughs only the brave pursue. For the warriors who own the ice, who spark fire in the souls of their team, and ignite the game with every fast strike. Here, warriors are not born, they are forged.
The Alpha LX3 Pro Stick is an all-around work beast. While Leon might not be the best shooter or puck handler yet.
What the hell?
Not you. Him. But yeah, it's also suited for Leon Draisaitl. It's forged for those who face, tall orders. It's even made for this guy. The Alpha LX3. It empowers every type of player from stardom to startup.
Won't you give me the feeling that I'm forever young?
Forever young. I want to be forever young.
I'm forever young.
Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever young. Do you really want to live forever?
Forever young.
Some are like water, some are like the heat. Some are a melody and some are the beat. Sooner or later they all will be gone. Why don't they stay young?
Dance one more time. Give me the feeling again. Just one more time. Won't you give me the feeling that I'm forever young?
Forever young. I want to be forever young.
Forever young.
Do you really want to live forever? Forever, and ever. Forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, and ever. Forever young. I want to be forever
Forever young.
I can't fool myself, I don't want nobody else to ever love me. You are my shining star, my guiding light, my love fantasy. There's not a minute, hour, day or night that I don't love you. You're at the top of my list, cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remember in the day much, never too much, never too much. Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started. I called you up, but you weren't there, and I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, can't be too late. The boss is so demanding. Open the door up, and to my surprise, there you were standing. Who needs to go to work to hustle for another dollar? I'd rather be with you, 'cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad that I am winning. We've come a long way, and yet this is only the beginning. Oh my love, 1,000 kisses from you is never too much. I just don't wanna stop. Oh my love, a million days in your arms is never too much. And I just don't wanna stop. Oh my love, 1,000 kisses from you is never, never, never. I just don't wanna stop. Tell me your favorite song, make me your next location, darling. What you waiting for? I'll take you around the world to show you how I feel about you. Vegas, or we can fly to Rome. Ciao, Bella. Let's hit Jamaica, everything I read. Tequila down in Mexico. We can lay low, spend a week under the covers. We can go to Saint-Tropez. What you got to lose if I don't care about the rules? That's why I'm asking you to stay, stay. I'll be your destination. Tell me your favorite song, make me your next location. Darling, what you waiting for? I'll take you around the world to show you how I feel about you. I'll be your destination. Tell me your favorite song, make me your next location. Darling, what you waiting for? I'll take you around the world to show you how I feel about you. Can I get on that? I like the way that she smiles. She came to the show, she make it worthwhile. She fell in love talking with the music. Matter of fact, she probably call it a Cupid. I'm young and I guarantee I got a movement. Addicted to winning, been in the game, never losing. She got style, is nice. I probably make her my wife. She only came to California for a couple of nights. I tell her, take your time, we can ease it, right? I got a brother named Dizzy, right? Keep it going and give me the beat, that means I like the chords. I gotta play a little bit, and then we travel the world. This my destination, I'm dedicated. You only live once, so I'm glad we made it. Like this beat, we should drop the song and make peace in the world so we all get along. I'll be your destination. Tell me your favorite song, make me your next location. Darling, what you waiting for? I'll take you around the world to show you how I feel about you. I'll be your destination. Tell me your favorite song, make me your next location. Darling, what you waiting for? I'll take you around the world to show you how I feel about you. I'll be your destination. I'll be your next vacation. How I feel about you. I'll take you around the world to show you how I
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall. And I see my family every month. I found a girl my parents love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl he sent my way. But I know the things he gives me, he can take away. And I hold you every night, and that's a feeling I wanna get used to. But there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please don't take. I found my mind, I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything's good and it's great, why do I sit and wait till it's gone? Oh, I tell you, I know I've got enough. I've got peace and I've got love, but I'm up at night thinking I just might lose it all. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. I need these beautiful things that I.
Something that can wash out the pain, and I'm sleeping all these demons away. But your ghost, the ghost of you, it keeps me awake. My friends had you figured out. Yeah, they saw what's inside of you. You tried hiding another you, but your evil was coming through. And these guys sitting on the wall, well, they watch every move I make. Bright light living in the shade. Your cold heart makes my spirit shake. I had to go through hell to prove I'm not insane. Had to meet the devil just to know his name. And that's when my love was burning. Yeah, it's still burning. I keep going to the river to pray, 'cause I need something that can wash out the pain. And I know I'm sleeping all these demons away, but your ghost, the ghost of you, it keeps me away.
Welcome back to Planet Ice Milton Keynes, where we are around about 90 seconds away from the start of the third and final period in this game between the Lightning and the Pitbulls. And of course, this is not the only game taking place in the NIHL National this evening. Harrison, take us through those scores on the doors.
I certainly shall, and that game in Leeds versus Solway is now finished. It is 5-1 to the Leeds Knights. That was the final score there. Romford Swindon, the big one that matters whether Lightning go to the Cup semi-final or not. It is not going the Lightning's way, as the Wildcats are 3-0 up still in the third period away to the Romford Raiders, and that would confirm the Wildcats, the Phantoms, the Knights and the Steel Dogs as the final four. And then Hull 2, Peterborough 2 is the other fixture that iced off at the same time as this one.
Well, there you go. Those are your score updates, and an update with regards to Lightning's personnel. Callum Field is back on the ice and ready here for the puck drop. So both sides just getting ready here. And this a crucial 20 minutes. Let's play some hockey. And it's the Pitbulls who scoop that one away from the face-off. So Cam Hamill heads after that one. Patrick Forsberg has to cycle that away from just beside his net. A little bit of pinball in and around the neutral zone as the Pitbulls look to strike early, as they did in the second 20.
And Cam Hamill as well, he's on 2 points tonight so far, a goal and an assist. That puts him on 5 points for the season from 8 games. Obviously had an injury at the start of the season, so he's come back. And that first goal for the Pitbulls was just made by ex-Lightning players. Cam Hamill scored with an assist from Callie Robertson. Good to see them all doing so well.
Well, there you go. Heath goes after that one, tries to win it back here for the men in white. And Hamill on the backhands averts that away from the Lightning players' path. So, score is currently 5-2 in favour of the hosts as Napier sources that one up the other end of the ice. Saunders has to stop on a penny piece and does well there just to find his teammate Malik Martelli. Martelli with another one of those characteristic stretch passes, and here's one into the path of Dominic Gabai, looking to just whisk that into the high slot. Jokinen fences that one back to Martelli, but Jake Bricknell is there to scoop up the seconds.
Not to try and jinx it, but Lightning have managed to keep Jake Bricknell relatively quiet this game so far. He's not really had too many opportunities, let alone shots on goal. He's just not really been given the time or space. It's really been Bailey Harewood that's been the key attack piece, and Cam Hamill that have been doing the damage. You've not really heard too much of John Dunbar either.
No, that's a very good point. And now you mentioned Bailey Harewood. He's just come onto the ice in place of Jake Bricknell. So too has Reece Smetham. Number 6 coming on here for the Pitbulls along with Reece Cochran. Lightning diverting that one away. And now there's some defensive work to be done against the Lightning's forecheck. That time it was Jacob Bryceland clearing the Bristol line. A little bit of danger there for Patrick Forsberg. He's given it away, and Headley engulfs the puck.
Yeah, and that was, I think, Owen Smetham. Or it was Reece Smetham, got them confused, but the Smetham brothers themselves have had quite a prolific season, really. Reece Smetham on 11 points and Owen Smetham, the newer signing of the two, on 16 points. So, and the two are on the same line together today as well.
They most definitely are. Here is Heath. Tries to just get in the eye line there of Tommy Napier. Can Bristol generate something here on the counter? Lovely move forward, this from Callie Robertson. Showcasing those stick handles, silky smooth in his approach. And Cam Hamill beaten to the punch there by the Lightning defence. Heath does well to get the stick into that good area, just get it away for the home side. Now comes back to the 19-year-old, making his home debut here this evening. Of course, debuted for the club yesterday down at the Pound. And he would love to get that opening goal. Get one just to announce himself to these fans. This is a lovely move forward by Harewood. And Harewood sends that well over the top of Headley's net.
A good burst of pace does Bailey Harewood. Just see him just bursting through the middle, and Jokinen couldn't keep up with him. It's going to be Wigfield on the face-off dot with Gabai. So Wigfield, the one that caused the 5-minute power play for the Lightning, which allowed the Lightning to increase their advantage.
Yep, they certainly capitalised on it, didn't they? And then in white. Here now is Janne Jokinen. Jokinen zips it cross ice. Now with Archie Salisbury. That's a lovely pass to Karenchuk. Karenchuk may find Jokinen. And it is a sharp finish from the import forward. The flying Finn getting into a brilliant position And there was absolutely no getting in the way of that one for Tommy Napier. Lovely move that from the Lightning. Excellent pass, wasn't it, from Ilya Karenchuk, who is having quite the weekend against the Bristol Pitbulls. And that is a very smart poacher's finish from Jana Jokinen. It's Lightning 6, Pitbulls 2.
It is, and it is that line again. They have contributed to 4 of the 6 goals in total. And on the other 2 as well, one of the 3 has played a part in it on the power play. So essentially all of the goals have had an input from that line. And that just shows you the quality that those import forwards are bringing to this game. And Gabai obviously has been the top point scorer for Lightning for most of the season. Karenchuk and Jokinen were coming under a little bit of scrutiny at the start, points-wise. And look at them now.
Comfortable stop in the end there for the goaltender of Jordan Headley's capabilities, but that is a great point. Jokinen, it felt like he didn't have the confidence early doors here for MK. Just adjusting to that new league, hadn't quite got the pace of the national, but I'll tell you what, in recent weeks, he really has been exceptional.
He really has. He's found his footing, and I think it's also positioning as well. Being on a line mate with players like, well, it was Gabai and Norris. Today it's Gabai and Karenchuk. He's finding himself in front of the net and being that nuisance. He's being that one that is first to every puck and every rebound. And that's what's getting him a lot of the points now. I think before he was trying to be a little bit too tricky maybe. And that's really what Karenchuk is doing so well. Not so well on the points, but he's doing a much better job when it comes to creating the opportunity for Jokinen to get on the score sheet.
No, that is a great point, and that line has gelled brilliantly tonight, haven't they? Really has been an amazing job. Let's not forget the Lightning without a whole host of players not icing tonight. No Cowney, no Nags, no Griffin. That one's stolen away. Lovely drop pass, and this could be an opportunity for Hamill. But that one snaffled out of the air as Hamill and Norris get into this one.
And you could see after that as well that Norris just apologised to Cam Hamill as he skated past him. And then Hamill's come for him. So, not really sure on that one. But Cam Hamill is very good at getting under players' skin. And he is another one, like Carter Hamill as well. You love to have them on your team. But they can be a little bit of a pain if they're not.
Absolutely. Well, Jokinen on the backhands, looking to get that one away. Saunders under quite a bit of duress there, but he's done well to find Dominic Gabai. Now the numbers streaming forward here for the Lightning. And it does seem that has been the tactic from the Pitbulls, of course. Just the 13 players skating for the Lightning today. Of course, not including the 2 netminders, Headley and Curlin, but they're looking to almost draw those penalties. Hasn't worked as of yet. Here's Jokinen to Martelli. Martelli over to Gabai. And Hamill now will just look to saucer that one off the boards. That one sent into the netting by Gabai.
6-2 lead now for the Lightning. You do have to think that it's starting to get insurmountable. But as we said, we did say, is it going to be the last 10-15 minutes or so where tiredness might kick in? And all it takes is one Pitbull goal, and that can just lift the mood on that bench down there. And it might just give Padelec something to maybe call a timeout and just try to create an opportunity. Lewis and Bryceland coming together there. Never got a chance to play together at Bristol, as Bryceland is a new incoming signing, but Lewis fresh outgoing from the Pitbulls. And one player I'd like to say I think I've been impressed with today is Josh Saunders.
Yes.
Getting a hell of a lot more ice time than he's probably used to. And on that partnership with Malik Martelli, it's a very young D partnership, that. And it is probably done at least 25 minutes of on ice time today, it will be. And I think this is a game where Saunders can just have so much confidence.
Most certainly is. That's a nice pass here to Smetham. Smetham looking to dump it central. Can't quite find his teammate. So here is the aforementioned Elliot Lewis. Drops it into Forsberg. Forsberg, 5-hole. And that is a fantastic finish from Patrick Forsberg. It's a 7th on the evening for the Milton Keynes Lightning, who are running rampant in their own barn. And that is a lovely pass from Elliot Lewis right into the path of the Finnish defenseman, and Napier just could not close the gap in time. Well, Harrison, that could be the hammer blow.
It really is. It is the cherry on top of a very beautiful cake. 7-2. It mirrors the score earlier in the season here at the Thunderdome. And it might just be that the Pitbulls will just have to wait that little bit longer to get their first win at the Thunderdome.
Well, before this game, I think there were quite a few nerves in this building just looking at the number of players who were unavailable for this encounter. But I'll tell you what, this Lightning side tonight have showed an awful lot of character and mettle. So that one zipped wide of Headley's post, put back in now immediately by Jay King. But I do wonder if that 5-minute major was the spark for MK in this game, just to give them that extra desire, the extra motivation to go on and put on a display like this.
I think probably, but I also think, I said it at the end of one of the periods, that it's that lack of skaters and that sort of like togetherness that you need in troubling times, that it might just be what's pushing them on here, just to try and create something. And there's another opportunity, and Jarno Jokinen, you can see he's smiling now. Tanner Butler's getting himself involved with Sean Norris, and we were predicting that it could have kicked off, and it has started to get a little bit feisty. Jokinen there, and Josh Batch and Dominic Gabay are going at it.
Officials having multiple words out there at the minute. There will be a change here for Bristol as Wigfield comes back onto the ice. Again, more words continue to be exchanged.
Butler and Norris that were going at it, and Patrick Forsberg then got himself involved. And if I'm being honest, if I turn around and see Patrick Forsberg towering over me, I think I might just quieten down if I was Tanner Butler. He's a very large figure, is Patrick Forsberg.
Here now is Dominic Gabay. Gabay to Karenchuk. Karenchuk with the latest shot towards Napier's net. Just goes wide on that occasion. Here is Jokinen. Jokinen gets laid out now, and straight away the official's arm is up. This will be a penalty.
And they're not happy with it. I'll be interested to see what's called. It's interference. The atmosphere here is electric now.
Yeah, something tells me that there won't be too many Christmas cards exchanged between these two teams after this one. It's not the last time that they play against each other either. Fast forward to March 2026 and, well, they play each other twice. One more game at the Pounds, and on the 8th of March, right here in Milton Keynes, is the 6th and final showdown.
It is just a bit of a shove there from Josh Batch, but it's another power play opportunity for the Lightning, and there is an opportunity that it could start to get ugly.
Really could. Norris back now to Gabay. Well, we saw a big scoreline yesterday, didn't we, in the game between Swindon and Solway. That game finishing 10-1. Let's see what the Lightning can concoct here. Back now to Gabay. Goodbye almost acting as that floor general, gives it to Sean Norris. Norris back now to Goodbye. Goodbye with the shots. I think Napier may have just tipped that over.
Certainly wasn't far.
Nice passing move this from the Lightning. Martelli to Goodbye. Goodbye to Norris. Jokinen's awaiting. Now it's Karenchuk, and it's a hat-trick for the Ukrainian international.
Ilya Karenchuk. The Ukraine international gets his first hat-trick for the club. In some style as well.
What a finish that is. Absolutely expertly taken there by Karenchuk. And, well, he scored 2 goals yesterday down in Bristol. Had 1 assist to go with it. And tonight, well, he's got a hat-trick. Very, very well played, Ilya Karenchuk. And it is now Lightning 8, Pitbulls 2. And they are still pursuing after this puck, as though it is the last game of the season here at the Lightning. The intensity has not waned for a second. Bristol now with a fantastic goal. Goodness gracious me. That is the dictionary definition of a howitzer. And that will be the Pitbulls' third. Let's take a quick look at this one. It's Jake Bricknell, of course. Wow. It's Bricknell.
I said we hadn't seen much from him. And if there's ever a player to score a goal as beautiful as that, it is Jake Bricknell. I've seen him do it so many times the past season and a half. My word. We've seen some incredible goals today.
We really have done. Great work that from Jake Bricknell. It's Lightning 8, Pitbulls 3. I mean, he is just a sensational player, isn't he? Came into this game with 44 points in those opening matches. Tanner Butler getting the assist on that one. So, final 10 minutes of regulation in this game. Look at this, foot race on here for Norris taking on the aforementioned Butler. I mean, that was an outrageous finish from Bricknell. Now surging forward comes John Dunbar. Martelli looking to cycle that around. Little bit of confusion there with the Lightning. Getting players off the bench, but Saunders gets back into position. Martelli now takes on the defensive responsibility. So that one is fired into a long line of bodies in front of Headley's goal.
Just listen to the rapture of applause for Ilya Karenchuk's hat-trick goal. There was even a hat that made its way onto the ice as well. Be interesting to see if that person gets their hat back.
He's now looking for more points on the evening. I mean, the Lightning are fired up here. Here is Dominic Goodbye. Jokinen peeling off from his man on the left-hand side. Can Goodbye find him? And he can't there. Again, nice work in the high slot there from the Pitbulls defence. So, Hamilton's Morris re-enter the fray here for Bristol.
That's Bailey Harewood coming forward again, creating an opening from nothing. Such a skillful player as Bailey Harewood. He's a very joy to watch.
He really is. So too is Patrick Forsberg, the man lurking here for the Lightning. Dumps that off to Rio Grinnell Park. Grinnell Park now showcasing his talent and almost finds Jarvis Hunt. Well, that was a delightful play from the Lightning 89. And here is Forsberg once more. Grinnell Park making the move. Instead, Forsberg firing that one into the torso. And another face-off coming up here in the Pitbulls defensive zone.
And that was just a very, very cute play there by Rio Grinnell Park. And he's another one that can just turn the pace on from nothing, surge past defenders, and you see he was really trying to get the finishing piece on that. Just wasn't able to.
Slightly evaded him, didn't it, in the end. This now comes back to Callum Field. Field loses it under the stick.
And I think if there's anyone that this crowd wants to see score today, I think Callum Field would be the name that you'd want to see, along with his line mate, Andrew Heath, who he would love to get on the score sheet in this one. Just hear the Thunderdome after one of his goals. There is still 6 minutes and 50 seconds left of the game, of course. Every opportunity that there could be more goals in this.
Most definitely. That is important to note there as Field finds Karenchuk. Karenchuk looking for potentially a fourth goal on the evening, and he has had a golden weekend as the Ukrainian. Pitbulls, though, continue to look dangerous here. Comes out to Bailey Harewood. Just beyond the grasp there of Field, and now Bryceland takes the shot. Now with Dunbar, this one inches away from being Bristol's fourth. And that one will come back for the icing.
I think at that point it's probably quite smart play there from Forsberg. Just because of the puck bobbling away, just dump it. Had a little bit of respite, a little bit of a gap, but will hopefully allow the Lightning to clear again and just save a little bit of energy. Obviously, this is their last game of the weekend. It's not normal that the Lightning are playing at home on a Sunday, but this does mean that they can exert a little bit more energy knowing that they don't have to play tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, Headley freezes the puck on that occasion. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. I mean, one of the stats that immediately just glares at you from the screen is that shot counter. The Lightning have had 27 more shots than the Pitbulls.
Get the puck on net and good things happen. I say it every single week. But I was questioning earlier in the game as to how useful those shots were and were they trouble in Napier. And as the game's gone on, Lightning have just been more and more clinical with their opportunities.
Well, here is Callie Robertson for the Pitbulls. Just evades his teammate there, but Bricknell does ever so well just to get that back under control, and well, that could have been very dicey indeed for the home side. Jay King now has to hurtle back into his own zone. Wigfield back into play here for Bristol. Wasn't quite picked up. Just slips that into the awaiting glove of Jordan Headley.
Just over 5 minutes left. Still 8-3. Whether there'll be another goal in this game is yet to be seen. But it has certainly been an eventful one, to say the least.
It really has, and it is far from over at this stage. Here come the Pitbulls again. That one just blocked away by Headley. Headley again turning that away, this time from his right post. Oh, lovely control there. A little bit of a coming together there between the two respective players as Lightning once more look to clear that defensive zone, and that is another fantastic read. Could provide the opportunity here for Heath. Oh, inches away. Sean Norris it was with the attempted pass. Bristol not overcommitting players as of yet. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remain on the clock. Salisbury backhands that over to Patrick Forsberg. Forsberg zips that one into Ilya Karenchuk. Karenchuk now puts on the jet, drops it off to Gabai. Gabai can't quite corral it. That one hacked back under control though by Jana Jokinen. Salisbury turning on that penny piece. Final 4 minutes of regulation. Here is Karenchuk. Numbers streaming forward here for Milton Keynes. It's Karenchuk looking for a fourth. And that was a vital disruption on the play. Here's Jokinen. And Jokinen with the quick-fire effort, testing Napier. But the Pitbulls goalie not giving away anything on that occasion.
No, but once again, Ilya Karenchuk showing who's boss really in this game. Just effortlessly gliding forward and again creating another opportunity there for Jokinen to try and get himself his second of the game. Just wasn't able to convert. Another thing that's gone under the radar is Martelli has got 4 assists tonight. They're very important in this D-core, being only 4 of them. When you look at the 4 that are there, Martelli, very recently part of GB under-20s. Saunders, under-20. Archie Salisbury, captaining the side, recently captained GB under-20s. And Patrick Forsberg. There is a lot of youth in this D-core today.
There really is. Could be a chance here for Grinnell Park on the backhand. And again, that was another half chance for the home side. Let's not forget that fact we mentioned earlier as well. Martelli was on the ice for 34 minutes yesterday in Bristol. The average, and this goes across ice hockey, depending on your role of course, but for your top players, can be between 20 and 28 minutes. 34 minutes, even as a defenseman, is an awful lot of ice time. He is indefatigable, and his engine really is something to be admired, and he's played another massive role tonight. Final 3 minutes, still Lightning 8, Pitbulls 3 as Field hurtling after that one. How he would love to get a goal. That's a great move, though, from Max Wigfield. Salisbury getting the stick in the way as Heath backhands that one into neutral ice. All comes down to discipline here now for the Lightning. Don't allow these final opportunities to manifest. And you can see there from Headley, straight away, just pounces on the puck.
Bailey Harewood there just had Callum Field's stick and dropped it in front of him. Laughs just as they go off to the bench, all in good jest, I hope. I think the more positive thing is seeing Callum Field on the ice. We were expecting a lot worse with how long he was down in the second. In high spirits as this game draws to a close.
Most definitely. Certainly echo that sentiment, Harrison. Well, here comes Grinnell Park. This is an odd man rush and a half for the Lightning. But Lewis couldn't quite find the on-rushing Hunt. Here is Hunt once more, finding Patrick Forsberg, who maybe just took the eyes off the prize. There is another effort here, though, from Grinnell Park. The shots continue to rain in here on Napier's net. 2 minutes left on the clock. Forsberg looking to find his teammate in neutral ice. Just evades the stick, so this will be brought back for the icing.
Just as the MKL Barmy Army chants start. And this has been a very good performance from the Lightning, who many were doubting going into this game. I had my doubts as well looking at the roster, but it has all come together quite nicely for the Lightning, and it's not over yet.
Definitely isn't. Well, final 100 seconds of the game. Karenchuk and Jokinen back into the mixer here for the home side. Jokinen back to Malik Martelli. And these now essentially the victory laps for the Lightning. Martelli finding Karenchuk. Lovely pass there from the Ukrainian, finding Gabai. And Napier equal to the 48th shot on his net. It's almost a half century for the Lightning in this game. And I tell you what, they have been on it from second one.
Yeah, and I mean, Both teams had over 50 shots yesterday, but there was an overtime for that one. This one has been a little bit more one-sided on the shot counter, more than double the Lightning have had. And it has just all come together for the Lightning tonight. Just a minute left in the game. It won't be maximum points for the Lightning this weekend, but it is a lot more than they have managed to get in the last few, and it's a good confidence boost going into next week. Two very tough games next weekend against the Knights here and the Steel Dogs up in Yorkshire. Two very, very difficult fixtures. And to go into that off the back of a win like this will give this very depleted Lightning side a massive boost that they very much deserve. The players have battled for each other in this one.
They have. It's been a real team effort, hasn't it? From start to finish for the Milton Keynes Lightning. Final few seconds remaining in this game. 8-3 is the scoreline. And how different things may have been had it not have been for that 5-minute major. But when you've got chances like that, you've got to take them with both hands. The Lightning have done exactly that. And the seconds will tick away here at the Thunderdome as the Milton Keynes Lightning get back to winning ways in their own barn. This one finishes Lightning 8, Pitbulls 3. A massively depleted Milton Keynes side have put together a complete performance filled to the very brim with character, hustle and tenacity. And they are thoroughly deserving of these points at the end of this Super Sunday. And the reaction from the fans says it all. A mix of jubilation, perhaps a little bit of relief as well, given the amount of players unavailable for this fixture. But that really has been a dominant display in the end. Lightning taking this one by the scruff of the neck in the second period and not letting it go for a second. So the final score here at Planet Ice Milton Keynes, it finishes MK Lightning 8, Bristol Pitbulls 3. And Harrison, well, I'll leave it to you for the post-game. I've got to head off back to the Midlands, but before I bid my final farewells for 2025, just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well, heading into 2026. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here on Lightning TV. As you can see us here on the PTZ. And yeah, I'll be back in 2026. Harrison will be back here next week. But yeah, we'll be back in 2026, ready and firing once more. Harrison, take it away as we have our players of the match.
Thank you very much, Aaron. A very Merry Christmas to you indeed as well. It has been a privilege commentating with you throughout this year, and hopefully many, many more times in the future as well. Back to this one. It is, as we said, an 8-3 victory for the Lightning. It will be a tired Lightning side, but it's a performance that both the fans and the club needed. And listen to them now. The support is there. And the Lightning players will need to feed off of it going in to a very, very tough stretch of fixtures. Not to mention the Leeds home game here on Saturday evening. Sheffield away on the Sunday after, where Aaron will be on commentary for that as well up in Yorkshire. But the following weekend is a double header against Swindon, who currently lead the pack. And then another double header against local rivals Peterborough in the yearly Christmas doubleheader. Big applause to the Bristol fans that have made the journey. We wish them all a very safe journey home. And man of the match now for the Pitbulls. 26 I would go for, but it is Cam Hamill that gets it. And he gets a very good reception from this Lightning fan base who loved him in the 23-24 season. He got 7 appearances for the Lightning in the 22-23 season at the back end. And he has relished in his opportunity in the top 6 of the Bristol Pitbulls. And as the Pitbulls do their skate around, we wish them all a very safe journey home and a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, as this is the last time these two will face each other until 2026. And we'll get the 50-50 winner. 50-50 winner getting £618. What a Christmas present that is. Being presented by Elliot Lewis. And if those are his 3 kids with him, the presents they are going to get this year might be a little bit better than they were expecting. And the man of the match for the Lightning, there was no one else it could have been. Number 13, Ilya Karenchuk. Karenchuk nearly falling on the red carpet there, but a deserved man of the match there for Ilya Karenchuk, who will now go to centre ice and lead the Thunderclap. And a very, very depleted Lightning side end the weekend with 3 points out of a possible 4. The ending to the game yesterday was not ideal, but tonight has been nothing short of spectacular. And Ilya Karenchuk gets the plaudits from the Lightning players, as he deserves. And that will be about it for us today at Lightning TV. It has been a spectacular game for the Milton Keynes Lightning. And another thing, we must give the Bristol Pitbulls a hell of a lot of plaudits. They took the game to overtime very late on yesterday and got the winner from Callum McGill in OT to take 2 points home for the Pitbulls. But tonight there was only one side after that 5-minute penalty that were going to take the W. And it was the Milton Keynes Lightning. That will be it from us on Lightning TV. A big thank you to Aaron on co-commentary, or main commentary. On the cameras tonight, it has been Aaron and Charlie up here in the gantry. Kim has been getting the shots from around the rink. Leo and Archie in the production room, as always, the ever-presence. My name's been Harrison Mills. We will see you next week, hopefully, for the big fixture, the Milton Keynes Lightning versus the Leeds Knights. Get your tickets for that one if you haven't already. If you can't be here, do join the stream and we will cover it from start to finish. I've been Harrison Mills. Good night.